What Tamil cinema filmmakers can do to mitigate their losses? Okay. The first thing you do is ensure that your cost is very low. Because when you make a movie, I'm talking about small fries. Big fries, I don't know what's your game. Small fries, huh? When you make a film, it's already costing you quite a lot of money. Now, if you go and take interest or whatever bank loan, whatever it's going to be, you have to wait a very long time to make the film finish. 6 months, 1 year, it will take for you to finish your film. With all the problem, union problem, dates problem, all that, everything, all of that, whatever, artist, this, that, everything. So, it will take you about 6 months to 1 year to finish your film. After that 1 year, you have to release. You have to wait for your censor certification, all of that, which is going to equally take time for you, about 3 to 4 months. It's going to take time for you. After that, your release itself may take you about 1 year. If I'm not wrong, Aruvi, almost 1.5 years, if I'm not wrong, they waited for the release of the film. Imagine you are waiting, you may even wait for longer, because like I said, there's only 48 Fridays, right? Imagine you have to wait for 2 years, 2.5 years or 3 years to make a movie. If your movie is very expensive, big in amount, it's very difficult to hold on to yourself for 3 years or 2 years. You'll become desperate and then you'll start to make the wrong decisions. And then finally, you will burn. And then finally, everything that you built will burn. So don't do that. Okay? Make the cost very low. Look for good scripts, small scripts. Keep your costs very low. If you can finish your film in 40-50 lakhs, no problem. There is technology, there is innovation, there is creativity. You don't have to use slides, don't use slides. You have to change your story to a day, to change it to day. If your actors are costing you too much, negotiate with them, tell them lower. Tell them to ask, tell them to take from the profit, from the revenue of the film. And then you know what will happen? Tell them to take from the revenue of the film. You know what will happen? People who want money won't enter your film. People who are passionate only will enter into your project because they are ready to take from the profit, correct? So you know what happens? Good things happen. Those who want the money won't come into the project. They are out of the project. So you will get focused people, dedicated people who go the extra mile. You find innovative ways. Go and read up about how to cut costs. Go and speak to people how you can decrease the cost. Once you've written your entire script, think about it. Explore every single way to reduce your cost down as much as you can. Okay? That is the key. That is the biggest point you must ensure. That is the first thing. Reduce your cost. Second thing, surround yourself with the right people. There are a lot of people throwing around stupid ideas in Tamil cinema. Find the right people. Kishore, SPI Cinemas, is an expert. When you get experts like that, Sarup Reddy, SPI Cinemas owner, when you get experts like that, I had an opportunity to sit down and speak to him. Somebody who's an expert in the industry. And I screwed it up. I didn't trust him, what he said. That's wrong. When you speak to an expert, you will know when you enter their office, the size of their office, the movies they have produced, they have released. When you see all these things, you know that these people got a lot of experience. Trust their experience. Trust their experience. Their experience is better than your gut feeling. I know there's this culture where people always say they believe, trust your gut, trust your gut, trust your gut. But you must understand that in life, there are two aspects of decision making. One is you use your heart, another one is use your logic. Understand? And in some cases, you must use both. So, releasing a movie, how much money you would make, how many screens you would get, how many seats you would get, which theatres you must release, which centres you can release, which areas you can release, where you cannot release, everything is a matter of logic. It's not a matter of heart. So don't go there and say, no, don't worry, we will somehow do it. No. It's not going to work out. It's a matter of logic. Listen to the expert's advice. I screwed it up. You don't screw it up. And when it comes to distribution, do not pressure your distributor. Do not pressure your distributor to release. Trust me, it's tough to release a film. It is tough. It's coming from me. I'm a guy who lost everything. Correct? And I'm telling you unbiased information. To be a distributor is tough. To strategically ensure that you get enough seats, the right centers, the right places, and to release it and to recollect back the money is a very, very, very tough and risky game with all the variables I've given you. So do not pressure them. If they are telling you we have to wait, we have to wait. You got no choice. Simple as that. Your only option is to make the cost very small. Don't go and take loan shark money. Don't go and take, in Tamil cinema we call it kandavati. Don't go and take all these kind of funds. There's a lot of creativity. Technology has improved a lot. Go and learn. Go and seek expert advice. Go internet and keep the cost extremely low. You know what? If your film is going to cost 1 crore, try to see how you can do it in 20 lakhs. Try. Think. How to do it in 20 lakhs? How to do it in 10 lakhs? It's possible. I'm not lying to you. Technology allows it. There was one point of time whereby the cameras need a certain particular exposure and aperture to operate. Today it doesn't. It doesn't need that. There was one point in time whereby camera has got, there's a camera and there's a recorder. The audio has to be recorded inside the recorder. The camera is separate. Today it's camcorder because the audio has been chucked inside the camera. Technology has improved. There was a point in time where one cameraman cannot operate. Today maybe even one filmmaker can learn how to use a bit of the camera and shoot it. So bring the cost down. Don't boost the ego up. Like, you want all the resources like a big director, like a king. Don't do that. Okay? Keep your cost down. You will be better off, trust me. So, okay. Now moving forward, why Tamil cinema is not what it used to be according to me. See, this is my personal opinion. I feel that there was once upon a time whereby Tamil cinema used to be a place which is very intellectually driven and some of the great works were created there. Today, when you operate in Tamil cinema, there is something called expert language. Say if you are an engineer, there will be certain languages you will speak as an engineer, another engineer only will understand, and nobody else will be able to understand that. So that's called expert language. In cinema, there is a lot of expert language. You enter Kodambakam, Kollywood, you'll realize that nowadays there is very little expert language. And that's very frustrating because it discourages the true experts. If you want to be an engineer, you have to go and get educated. You need a particular degree to enter the industry. If you want to be a chemist, you got to go and be educated. You need a particular degree to enter inside the industry. And that's the same for many professions. But in cinema and filmmaking, there is no degree necessary. Anybody who has got money can become a producer. Anybody who wants to act, has got some influence, can become an actor. So a lot of non-qualified people has entered the arena and they are dumbing down the industry. Worse still, you got these people who are so-called online critics, YouTubers and so on and so forth who have not even done one film, but they got so much to say. Their tactic and strategy is to hit the filmmakers or the actors they are popular and increase the hits in YouTube and earn through it. Sometimes take the films and the filmmakers and the producers for hostage also, in a very smart way. There's a saying that filmmaking is the most accessible art form. Imagine, all these critics, they will not dare criticize Bharatanatyam. They will not dare criticize ballet. They will not dare criticize calligraphy. Why? Because they are technicalities. They cannot understand. They cannot understand. And they cannot critic. And they look stupid if they critic. But they, just by watching movies, they think that there is no expert language in movies. And they think that they understand movies. And then they think that they can come and criticize whatever they want. They look foolish. They look extremely dumb and stupid because I am an expert. And when they speak, I know that they do not know what they are talking about. They've got no right to speak about it. A lot of them, they've got no right to speak about it, but they still do. So this is one of the most accessible industries. Anybody can just come inside. So imagine that there are just imagine this. If there is a classroom and in that classroom there are 40 students and all of them are bright. Can you imagine the power of the classroom? They're all smart. Can you imagine the power of the classroom? Imagine that in the classroom there are 40 students, all of them are dumb. Can you imagine the power of the classroom again? I think this is what's happening in Kollywood right now. It's like a huge classroom, but a lot of people who are not qualified, who do not love this industry, they're not passionate, they are inside there. And they are making it very, 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 very difficult for those people who are passionate. Is there any structure, policies, processes present for financing IP, rights distribution, labor, etc., and who governs it? Several years ago, there was a fascinating book, How Hollywood Works, which gave insights into how a few dominant transnational conglomerates control the industry. There is no such thing. it's wild, wild west. You go inside, you hear, say, and find your way through. That's how it works. And it's very difficult because only somebody who has got a great sense of awareness can differentiate the truth from the false, the good from the bad, the expert from the idiot, correct? So we don't have that. So it's wild, wild west. That's why a lot of people fail here. A lot of people are in debt. A lot of people cannot progress. At the end of the day, a lot of actors themselves are in huge debt. Big actors are in huge debt, and they cannot stop whatever they're doing and just go and work somewhere, right? Because they have an image to protect. So is there anything? There is nothing. If there is going to be something, it's going to come from me. That's what it's going to be. And I hope that I can be that person. Okay. Does the industry respect rule of law? Are there channels for aggrieved parties to seek justice? The industry does not respect rule of law. No, it's tough. There is, like I said again, the organizations which are supposed to be ensuring the integrity of the industry as a whole, they themselves are too busy and occupied with many other fights and battles. I want to give you a very good example here. There's something called integrity of distribution. Distributional integrity. For an example, in YouTube, right? YouTube knows that the day the hit counts are fake, that means, what it means is that if you upload a video, the counts you are getting must be true, must be real. The day YouTube cannot give you real counts, YouTube is gone, closed down. Because people cannot trust YouTube, correct? So what YouTube does is that to ensure, to protect the integrity of the distribution, that means to ensure that the hit counts are accurate, what YouTube does is that, number one, YouTube has got a way whereby only if you watch 70 or 80% of the content, if I'm not wrong, 70 or 80%, then it becomes one count. If you watch in your phone 10 times, it's still one count because YouTube does not count the number of times you watch it, rather the IP. And YouTube is also fighting click farms, which are in China, whereby in one room they have got almost like, they've got like about 10,000 phones. You know, you pay them money and then they will immediately buy you the clicks. Then they'll give you the clicks for your video. YouTube is fighting that also. YouTube is continuously fighting all these aspects to maintain and protect the integrity of YouTube distributional model. In Tamil cinema is the same thing, but there's no one fighting to protect the integrity of the distributional model. There's no one fighting. If they are fighting, they're not doing a great job either, because not so many people would be in debt. So this is a challenge which is beyond you and me. The more powerful people have to come together to set it right. So next, what must Tamil cinema to do allow to creativity to flourish? Okay, this is my opinion, and this is the last question, which I'm going to answer. I hope someday I can contribute, because I love Tamil, myself personally. I love Tamil. I've got a deep affection and a personal connection to Tamil which I cannot explain. What can Tamil cinema do? Tamil cinema, first of all, must celebrate and must allow the visionaries. The visionaries. The people who truly are artists, truly who contribute, those kind of people. Right now, the balance has been tipped too much. Every filmmaker you meet talks about business. Nobody talks about the art. Nobody talks about color psychology. Nobody talks about characterization, narrative arc, characterization, character arc, motivation, intention. Nobody talks about Stravinsky. Nobody talks about method acting techniques in depth. Nobody talks about writing, dialogue, colloquial, vernacular. Nobody talks about suggestive, denotion, connotation. Nobody talks about conflicts, contradiction, personality, personification. Nothing. Nothing. Nobody talks about the art of Tamil cinema. Everybody only talks about the business. How much can we put? How can we make back? When to release? When not? Definitely we can make back. Nobody's talking about the art. People are not interested in how much money you are going to make. People are interested in what is the experience you can give to them. You must be focusing on that. Tamil cinema has got a long way to come there. Long way to come there. Because right now, I believe that, like Greece, there was a point of time where Greece was an amazing country. At its height, right now it's not. I know that Tamil cinema was at one point of time. Now it's not. I totally believe that. That's my opinion of it. If you want to challenge me, please do. I would love to listen to what you have to say as well. But that's what it is. I hope my video was helpful to you. Next, beyond this, next. This is about my fall. You can ask me any questions you want, I'll be answering you. I hope whatever I've said will help you, will educate you. and give you direction. This is my fall, how I fell, concise, and the most important questions. Next is about how I rise.